TV Musings with Extant series premiere review. Hey everyone, it is Shannon. We have a new science fiction series on this summer and I'm so excited. I love seeing science fiction on TV and I thought, hey, why not do a bit of a review of the first episode? So fair warning, I would definitely say watch the first episode and or be aware that I will spoil things in the first episode when I'm talking about this Extant. So the premise for the series, this is an astronaut returns from a 1-year-ish mission in space, and then somehow things have changed, and it's a little vague on that. That's okay, vague is good when you're going into things. Some things I liked about this, it stars Halle Berry, and she plays the protagonist, and she's a woman astronaut, and that is no big deal. And I love that. I think normalcy equals equality, and I really enjoyed seeing that. She was an astronaut, she was a woman, both happened at the same time, the world didn't explode, it was fine. Who knows, the world may explode. But it was just nice to see that in this world, in this time, that's normal. Yay! I also like that it approached some science fiction ideas, themes, and stories that we've seen again and again in a bit of a different way, specifically in terms of this humanotics idea. Her husband creates robots, androids, artificial intelligence types creatures, not creatures, or humanoid, and he created their child, who is an artificial intelligence, but his thought process behind it is to have them learn through living life as opposed to giving them what's the right decision to make, to learn what the right decision to make from living. So, and it's controversial, especially with the idea of people wanting there to be some sort of fail-safe or off button, and he simply says, you know, if your child acted inappropriately, would you kill them? Hence not getting funding. Anyway, so I just thought it was a strong stance. It's a different stance. I liked it, and so yeah, that goes in the like column. I also like some of the futuristic stuff, even just the garbage disposal. It was awesome. Can you imagine having a garbage disposal like that? No touching anything, no needing to clean anything. Just goes from A to B. You know, you still have to take the garbage out, which is kind of weird. You think you could suck it out from the house, but anyway, you gotta taking the garbage out was definitely, you know, important. She had to leave the house, and I also like that it had a creepy factor. Some of the in-space stuff is definitely creepy. Seeing people who you think are dead, definitely creepy. Yeah, so that was cool. In the I didn't like it category, I didn't realize, or I didn't know, or whatever, that it's not set in space per se. Like the current time and places she has returned to Earth. So I like science fiction in space. That's my favorite kind of science fiction. So this is not. The in-space stuff is flashbacks or, you know, recordings. And so not so much. And then I do have to, so it's cool, but it's not the current. So there's this weird loneliness of space that's really cool. It's one of the cool things about it. And you get that, but you know, it's not current, so the tension level is different, although the creepy stuff out there was definitely creepy. Anyway, also one of the things I didn't like is she's a female astronaut, and look at it, she is mysteriously pregnant. Okay, seriously, that's the one thing that drives me bananas about this, is that why does she have to be pregnant? Like, you know, her and her husband couldn't have kids. She's away for a year. She comes back. She's pregnant. Why do we have to have that? Is this why it was written for a female character, so she can come back and be mysteriously pregnant? Why does it have to be about her womb? Seriously. Like, what would be the male reverse of this? Or like that he you know, didn't realize he had fathered a bunch of alien children. Oh no. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see where that goes, and I have lots of predictions on where that could go, because it happens in a lot of science fiction stories. And also other predictions, not just from other things that have happened. Anyway, was it what I expected? This one's a bit of a toughie. I thought it would be in space more, so it doesn't match up to that. And It's way creepier than I expected, so that's good. And I don't know. I don't know how many expectations of Extant I had about this. But I do enjoy the stuff in space once we get there. So that's where the weird expectation is. And to be honest, it's actually a little better than I expected. I thought the acting was good, the story was interesting. I don't necessarily think I'm going to like where all the different stories go, but I thought it was well put together. It looked good, the space stuff looked good, and it felt futuristic, but not so futuristic that it wasn't accessible. So that was cool and creepy. So we get a lot of these science fiction shows that are kind of really go into the land of horror. This isn't horror, this is definitely science fiction, but it's creepy. So my predictions are that 1, the humanotics will go horribly bad, because that is always going to be the case. Take over the universe, you know. They even address that in this episode. They talk about if there would be an uprising of them in their own free will. So that was interesting that it's not, you know, unaware of those kinds of things, but I definitely think that that will go bad, and because I can't imagine it. I don't know. It could be normal. It could be the voice of reason. Who knows? But my prediction is they will go bad. And then her baby, definitely, you know, the pregnancy, I definitely think it'll be kept secret for a while. And then, you know, it won't be able to be kept secret. And then we'll have to deal with, what is this? Is it immaculate conception? Is it aliens? Is it her ex-boyfriend, which she inexplicably saw in space? You know, is it... My actually theory would probably be more along the lines that either it's some kind of dormant, because her and her husband tried to have kids but couldn't, but maybe there is some kind of like remnant dormant genetic something, and somehow due to the low gravity of space, you know, she had a really long, it was able to take, and then now she'll have a really long, you know, there'll be a really long gestation period of the pregnancy or something like that. That's my theory. Or it's actually 100% her somehow. I know that doesn't make sense, but that's my second, in some kind of spontaneous pregnancy in that those are my theories. I don't know. There was one other point I wanted to make. One of the other things that I thought that was weird, was interesting and cool about it, is the idea of like being on a mission that is so long that when you come back, the actual bureaucracy has changed. Different people are your boss, you know, and there's different procedures, because now she needs to do a psych procedure, which wasn't necessary before, but at least 2 of her colleagues and friends like ended up dying. I think one killed themselves and one, it's a mystery. So that's a pretty high mortality rate for other characters, but she's already seen both of them, so that's what makes it science fiction. So the big question is, will I keep watching? And hell yeah. Science fiction on television is always a win for me, and this one's definitely going to keep me watching. I'm curious about the ideas. I'm excited that it's a female protagonist. Not super thrilled that it's about a pregnancy, but it could go interesting places. And I think that all of the characters so far have been interesting, and the acting's good, and the story could go in so many different places. So very curious to see where it goes. Let me know what you think. What did you think of the opening episode? Are you going to keep watching? If you did watch this, even with the spoiler warning, does this make you curious enough to watch the show and check it out? I would love to hear. Leave comments below, and looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Alright, thanks for watching.